All right.
All right, guys, welcome to Me and Talk series. This is our second episode. None of this is scripted, but we do follow a simple agenda of topics. So my name is Michael Say Lee, and joining me here is Kid Say Turn, and we're the co-founders of BAONG. This is our second show, and we welcome you to post questions at any time, and we'll answer those throughout the show. Drop a comment below if you're watching this live. Do a hashtag live for us, or hit that like button, and then that'll help us out. If you're watching this on a replay later on, do a hashtag replay. That'll let us know, and we can help follow up and answer all your questions throughout. So let's get this going. So, Kid, tell us, what are we talking about tonight?
So we're gonna talk about living in America as a first generation Iu-Mien, expectation versus reality, and accepting failure as a fast track to success. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Maybe at the end of the talk show, we'll give you a few nuggets here and there to help you out with your maybe your daily life or your businesses.
Absolutely. So we got someone here. So, San, hey, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. A few more people coming on right now, so people are gonna start trickling in. That's usually how it goes. Got about 4 or 5 people now, so that'll be good. Okay, so first topic here that we have is gonna be talking about first generation Mien Americans. I think a lot of us can relate to that, right? Because we're either born here or we're the first generation of immigrant parents. Our parents came from the refugee camps of Thailand, and we're figuring it out here. Now, it's not talking about the struggles of being Mien Americans. It is some part of that, but it's never going to be comparing us against our parents, because we can never understand or imagine what our parents went through. Right? That was a different lifestyle, and we're just thankful, right? We're just thankful to even be here in America. So it's not even it's not an argument about or debate about quality of life, but it's about finding our own success here in America. Right? Learning to live and cope and work with so many different diversity.
Right.
So, Kid, so tell us, what was your backstory? What was it like for you growing up here in America?
Man, when we grew up, when we got to America, I think I was like around 8 or 9. I could remember the exact age, but we live in Old Park. Like we saw like dead bodies pretty much every weekend. Every other weekend. I remember living in Santa Cruz, in Old Park. This is like a war zone, right? I mean, there's like gang violence, here and there, and we constantly see, drugs being sold in the neighborhood and people killing each other, right? But one thing my parents told me is that, hey, this is just temporary, because when we got here, we don't have the resources to get out, and not only that, my parents, they don't know how to get out. Get away from those hostile environment. I managed to graduated from high school and went on to college, in Oak Park. So we stayed in Oak Park for roughly I'll say 10 years. After that, we migrated southward to Elk Grove. And from there on, we're just working our way up from the ground up. So what about you, Michael? Your mic is off. I can't hear you.
Is off? Oh, sorry.
There you go.
But yeah, you just talked about growing up in gang violence area, Oak Park, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's crazy. I mean, my family moved throughout. I mean, when we first landed here in San Francisco, I was in Oakland for a short bit in the deep part, East Oakland. Fortunately, my parents was able to move up to Sacramento, and then eventually all the way up to Oroville. But my setting is a different setting, but still I had to deal with the same things that my parents didn't go through. I dealt with a lot of white people, Caucasian, a lot of people called us, chinks, calling us gooks. I didn't even know what those words meant at that time when I was growing up. It was a whole different experience. I didn't even know how to react to that. I just remember one time, like some kids cornered me and they were pushing me around, and I was just scared. I just freaked out. That was my first encounter of like a racial experience, and bullying. God, man, bullying was something that happened to me a lot in like from first, second grade and stuff like that. And it even happened to my brothers with me. I remember this time we were boarding onto the bus, and you're just waiting in line. It's freezing cold in the morning, and I just remember my brother being really scared, and I just like, why is he trying to like move around and stuff like that. And like he's like looking around, you know.
Yeah.
And it turned out that later on he told me that someone was bullying him, which was, you know, like punking him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And still, you know, I couldn't comprehend. I didn't get it. And you know, those are the things that I face. But going through school and stuff like that, you know, mostly predominant white neighborhoods, some Hispanics, hardly any
Right.
blacks growing up in this time period. And I remember just like going through the motions. There were some Hmong people and stuff like that, but even then, that was another issue too. We had racial fights in Asian communities against other Hmong people who dislike being people.
What's
Or
that? Orville?
this is Orville.
Oh, okay.
I remember through like the middle school and stuff like that. There was always people getting jumped, and we had to hang out. You know, we had small pods of Mien people, but we tried to hang
Right.
out together so we wouldn't get jumped. You know, the Hmong people would stalk us to try to beat us up and stuff like that. And it was crazy in that period that, you know, some Mien people ended up getting together with white people or getting together with Mexican people. So it was a crazy experience, and that went all the way through high school for me. That's, I think, during that time period when they just started introducing about, you know, anti-bullying stuff and
Right.
anti-gang, and if you were affiliated with anything, right, they would expel you because stuff got crazy.
Yeah, man. I think when I was going to high school, you know, I have a few options. You know, either join a gang or stay away from it by joining the school clubs and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
I managed to you know, stay away from those type of stuff. You know, because you know, growing up, I saw like a lot of my friends are getting killed
Mm.
from left to right. You know, getting beat up. But you know, we managed to you know, stick together and fight off discrimination among us, especially you know, Chanchia and Jamaican. They tend to target us a lot, you know, just because, you know, we don't fight back or something like that. But at one point, you know, we just we stood up and said a no is a no, and we got into a big rumble. But yeah, other than that, man, yeah, we at one point, I think we all grew up at a tough neighborhood. You know, not just me, but like a lot of my cousins, a lot of people that I know. You know, we all grew up in a very tough area. But one thing that, you know, like I said, we managed to do is you know, staying alive is like one of the most important things that we can think of. Um, either, you know, we either have to protect ourselves, you know, with some type of you know, knife or weapon, stuff like that. I remember going to high school with a pocket knife, you know, you know, because you never know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen, right? Sometimes, you know, my parents are working and I have to walk home, you know, so you never know, you know, who's gonna jump you. Having that little extra security, you know, it makes a lot different. I don't know about you, but you know, to me and my buddies, you know, sometimes we have to walk around with with a pocket knife. You know, I don't carry guns, but you know, you never know what's gonna happen. That's the type of environment that I grew up in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I carried a pocket knife, but it's not something that I had flashing around. I remember one time I had a lighter, and you know, I was stupid. I pulled it out, and someone ended up reporting me. I got
Later,
suspended for that. That kind of taught me a lesson. Like, all right, don't tell anybody nothing what you're doing.
yeah,
You know, so that was my little experience. I got a lot of suspension, a lot of detentions. I was just confused. I was confused and I was upset because I didn't understand how the world was working. You know, I just knew that I was like a victim. I didn't want to say I was a victim, but I was being like a target. You know,
right, right,
and my parents moving up a lot, you know, there were men people there, but I wasn't close to them, you know. I was still like, you know, just trying to find my own place. So it wasn't until I really got into high school that I actually got closer with more men people in the men community in Orville. That was me, you know. And at that time, most people who are men, they had family members, so they were already related.
So while you're going to school, I mean, especially in high school, how did you do you know, academically? You know, are you like, you know, doing well, or did you how did you like you know,
Yeah, that's a great question. I was a terrible student all the way up until middle school. In middle school, that's when I realized that, man, this is I want to get out of this small town one day. I want to hopefully, you know, try to make it somewhere. And education at the time was the biggest thing that was preached. You know, our parents said that, you know, focus on education, you're gonna get that way out. And I channeled that. You know, I went from being like a D minus student,
mhm.
you know, cruising through life, until like just focusing on studying, focusing on grades, and putting in time. I ended up becoming a 4.0 student. I made the principal's honor rolls and stuff like that. And that's all I had going for me.
Yeah.
What about for you?
Um, let me see. Since middle school, my grade is always a 3.1 and above. It's just like that's the only thing I know how to do. I know how to study only, but like when it comes to certain questions or homework and stuff like that, my parents they never went to school and stuff like that, and they don't know how to help me out. So I would sometimes during my lunch break, and I would just go talk to my teachers and a TA and stuff like that to help me out with my homework. I growing up, I just don't have that role model, especially living in Oak Park. A lot of
Mhm.
my cousins, and people that I know, they're not into school and stuff like that. The main goal is just, like I said, to stay alive and,
Yeah.
and and how to make it to the next year. I think out of my family and my grandma has like maybe 5 7 kids. Out of all my cousins, I think I was the first one to graduate from college. And with that being said, I when I was going to school, there's no guidance, you know, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. The only thing I know how to do is do the homework, right? You know, the teacher gave you this, and that's all I know how to do. Just follow instruction and do the homework. And college never hit me. When I was let me see, my senior year, my counselor was like, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to work? All this stuff. I was like, man, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but like I said, my counselor suggested I should become an electrical engineer, right? Since
Ah, yeah,
I'm good at
yeah,
math so I look into engineering. I was majoring in civil engineering, computer engineering, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I'm just taking all those courses
yeah, yeah.
just because I don't have a guidance and I don't know what the heck's going on. So I just took a bunch of courses. Um, and from transitioning from college, I mean from high school to college, right? Um, there's like a big stone thrown at me because
Mhm.
because number one, my parents on welfare and they can't support me, and number two, I have to go to school, I have to go to work, to just support myself, and financial aid is very minimal, and it's not enough to support when I'm doing. I think I was taking approximately 16 units a semester, just to get so just so I can take all the courses I want because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm getting to myself into because I don't know what I want to be. First of all, and I'm just taking whatever I can to expose myself, out there. So I'm pretty much just like a major junkie. I think I measure up to 10 majors. So from computer engineering
Yeah,
to
yeah,
medical fields to accounting to business. You name it. I mean, I'm also majoring in graphic design. You know,
yeah.
so yeah,
I,
that's
I went through a similar experience,
that.
just testing things out, and that's actually gonna be the next topic we're gonna jump into. I'm gonna take a second here. Hey guys, welcome to the show. We got a lot of people joining us today. Ryan, thanks for sharing. Thanks for hopping on and sharing. You live in Oak Park too, from 83 to 87. Saying, hey, how's it going? NK, what's up, man? How you been? So a lot of people joining on right now. A lot more
Yeah,
people.
well, folks, huh?
So, yeah, guys, ask us questions anytime in the comments, and we'll be answering it throughout. If you're watching the show live, it would help us out if you guys hit the like button or hit the heart button or even the wow face. Drop an emoji for us. Let us know where you are and where you're from. We'd love to know. Um, talking about
Actually,
this topic, right? First generation American.
right.
Um, my dad actually he studied he
Hmm.
studied English during the camps in Thailand, and
Right.
he learned to speak a little bit. When he got here, I remember that he would always be studying and always be just trying to figure things out on his own.
Mhm.
He ended up graduating through high school, which is great. He got his high school diploma. But I just remember that I could never go to him. I saw that he was in his own struggle, and I left him alone. I didn't want to bother him, and that was like that went through through like high school, mostly figuring out things on my own, asking asking friends or whoever might help. And I went through a period where I hung up with some of the wrong people. I didn't have role models too. I just looked to like whoever I was hanging out with. We had our own little troop of local, neighborhood kids that
Mhm.
just but kind of banded together so we didn't get jumped by other people, by white people, or Mexican. And you know, um, we just hung out, did our own things. But at that time, it was cool to be bad.
Right. Yeah.
You know that over XL white tees, right?
Mhm.
Long
Yeah.
short, something that went down
Yeah.
to your knees. Acting heck a thug. We just put on this facade, acting like we're just tough. And that lasted for so long for me, and that was my mindset. And when I saw other kids who were excelling and doing well, right, I would talk crap about them.
Right. Right.
I was just like, oh, I'm around all these other kids, like, it's cool to be uncool.
Mhm.
And that stuck with me for so long, until I started seeing other people's success and I was comparing that to my own. I was like, I wish I could have my own success. What am I doing wrong?
Right.
And that was like the beginning of my mindset change.
Mhm.
Did you go through an experience like that too?
Oh yeah. You know, it's kind of like my parents say, hey, you should become a doctor because I have a friend, my friend's son is a doctor, right? Or you should become a pharmacist because my friend's son is a pharmacist, and you should be this and that, because they don't have an experience, what we went through, so they're just basing off of what they heard, and they should, and they expect us to go through with it. At one point, I was gonna become a autopsy technician, right? Because that's like the easiest, shit out there. I was like, I wanted to check it out. They was like, hey, you get X amount of money. Back then, I think they start you off with like around $70,000 a year. That's a lot of money back then, right? All you do is harvest
Yeah,
organs.
that's a lot of money. Dang.
So I want, internship. My counselor was like, hey, go check it out. Don't get into it because I've been wasting a lot of my time, picking, taking all these courses. If I really want to do this, go and take a look at it. I went in, they took me into this room with a bunch of dead bodies, and then the guy with an X was just start hacking it and harvesting organs. And that after that day, I become a vegetarian for 6 months. You Um, I was very skinny, and my mom thought I was doing drugs. It's not because of that. Uh, I just got I just can't handle it.
Man,
So
that would freak me out.
yeah, it
Seeing
freaked me out, and then it's just like one of those Saw movie, right?
yeah.
Um, and then so that wasn't. So that was out of the option, out of the equation. I can't become do that anymore. I becoming a anything related to medical field, that's out of the equation. And I went back to my counselor, and then my counselor, hey, what do I like to do, right?
Hmm.
And you look at my report cards and everything. I was doing very good with math, and she suggests I look into something related to engineering, so civil engineering, right? I went through it. I didn't like it, and 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 for some reason, one of my coworkers that used to work at a car wash, had a class with me, and he was like, "Hey, man, rich people do two things, right? They either selling or having someone else sell something for them." And he noticed that when I was at a car wash, I was a very good salesman out there, and he was like, "Hey, you should look into something that business related," and that's how I prepare myself to get into a business, just by a coincidence, right?
Hmm.
Um, if I would have known, what I know, I would have like taken, finished my college degree way faster. It took me close to 7 years to graduate, with a bunch of courses that I took. So if I knew, that if I have a focused goal and knew what I wanted, it might took me maybe 3 to 4 years max.
Yeah, I
So
went I went through my phase too, where I changed my majors. I did everything that everyone was selling me. And that's actually going to hop into this next part, which we're talking about expectations versus reality. This is something that I didn't figure out till much later, but schools are just like businesses,
yeah,
right? And you and I both know that, but parents are pitched this all day. They're told like, hey,
yeah,
the American dream, get out education, right? do well, and then you're gonna get that job. It's like that promise. They kind of like, it's like a carrot on a stick, if you will. Like
Yeah.
they angle that little thing. Hey, just follow this over here. You're gonna get it. You get the reward. And these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most parents are happy to go into debt. I mean, at one point, my dad even considered going taking like a massive loan, like 40, 50K loan, right? To thinking that he was gonna have to pay for college and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, like don't do that. I don't want you to go into debt for me, Like
Yeah.
I'll go to a local college, and that's what I ended up doing. I went to a local college and just did study that at junior college,
Mm-hmm.
for like 2 years. Then I ended up transferring to the four-year university. Um, I mean that was for me, but
Right.
I changed my major. I changed my majors like I think 8 times. I did everything.
Same here too.
I did everything: computer science, computer networking, computer informations. I
Mm-hmm.
did everything computer because at that time technology was the thing, right? They say get a programming job, learn how to do like computers and stuff. That's the future of the jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And today, that's not even it, right? They don't
Yeah.
even they don't even sell that no more. It's a whole different thing now, and it's just really funny because I my coworker just told me about this. How she's a foreign exchange student, so she's trying to get
Right.
a master's here. So she has to apply for a visa program, and she was applying, looking out for master's programs, and then they said she got accepted. So she was like, excited and stuff like that. And then this is a girl that like she wanted to come to America since she was like 7 years old. All right, so she's from a really poor country over in Europe, and I won't mention the country, but the top wage, I think monthly income is like $600 a month. So that gives you an idea what kind of
Yeah.
country it is, you know.
Yeah.
And that's working at like a government job.
Mm-hmm.
So that's considered securities. If you're making $600 a month US, you're doing good in their country. All right. So she found out that she had to come over here. So she fought her way, applied through like everything to get here. And then when she finally got into our company, because I hired her, she was telling me like, oh, what's the next step? I need to like look into like staying here. And I said, well, have you looked into a master's program? Right. And her story is totally relatable to ours, like Immune people, just struggling to get here. And she was applying to all these colleges and these master's degree, and then one of them responded back and say, hey, you got accepted, congratulations, right? And she's so excited, she's freaking out. She's like, Michael, what do I do? What do I do next? And I was like, well, let's take a look. And I looked into it, and I was like, holy cow, maybe you should hold on for a second, right? And it turned out
Mm-hmm.
that they were selling her. So they said, before we confirm a few other things, we need to talk to you. They basically hopped on a call, and then they pitched her. They say, hey, we
Mm-hmm.
can help you get this master's degree, but we have the special offer. If you pay for this price, you're going to get 2 master's degrees,
Wow.
and yeah, this like, and in her mind, she was like, okay, well, I'm going to pay like 40 to 50,000 for this master's degree. I could pay an additional, right, and get another master's degree. And I was just like, holy cow, and I think about that. Even parents today, me and parents are probably still going through
Mm-hmm.
this. People are taking massive loans to go into debt, still hoping for this promise.
Right.
And be on the opposite side. I hire. The market, it's what dictates your value. The market's what's going to tell you what you're worth. You might
Yeah.
be going to graduate to taking a 40, 50K loan from a 4-year degree, and then hoping that you're going to make 60,000 by the time you get out.
Mm-hmm.
I know this. I have family members. You probably have family members too, or struggling like this, who have bachelor's degree, right? And they have they feeling like not going anywhere. They're stuck in
Mm-hmm.
a low end job, working minimum wage,
Right.
struggling. You graduated, you were so happy, and you're trying to find jobs, and jobs aren't out there because everyone has a 4-year degree. That's like the new.
Everyone got the coupon, right? He just wait in line.
Everyone has one. Everyone
Right.
has a 4-year degree. So it's like, what do we do now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard my friends telling me like their parents like they feel the pressure, right? Your parents are like, oh, you have it lucky, you have it so good, you graduated college. Why aren't you finding a job?
Right.
You know? And what do the kids say to that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then there's like this new thing. And guess what the colleges do? The colleges start emailing you next. I've been getting bombarded with emails. Hey, master's program, have you considered?
Right.
An extra $30,000. You got your bachelor's. Go get
Yeah.
your master's.
Yeah.
So then you're on this chase again. They're dangling a little carrot. Hey, come over here, get your master's degree, go into debt further to go get that job. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And when I noticed like people that went to trade school, they tend to get a job faster. Nowadays, me particularly, I'm looking for someone that have the skills versus someone that can have a college degree, because you know if you have the training for it. For example, let's just say I'm looking for someone that's an editor, right, for a project. You know, you can have it. You can go to school as long as you want, but if you don't have the skills to do the job, I'm not gonna hire you. I mean, it's just that. Like, just because you have a college degree, it's not gonna guarantee you a job. It's not gonna guarantee you the bonuses. That's back in the days, right? Back in the days, when you graduate from college, there's like a job waiting for you. But nowadays, you have to fight with like maybe at least 100 other people just to get it. I remember I posted a job for one of the stuff that I'm working on right now. We're talking about people with master degrees and people that graduate from with BAs and years of experience of fighting for this gig, a 25-day gig, and to me how I narrow it down is by picking the one that's coachable, that's willing to learn, and someone that has some basic understanding of what I'm looking for, and because of that, I'm able to pay a competitive price for it. How do you hire people?
Absolutely. I follow a very, very simple principle and rule set, but it's very similar to yours, actually. Today the employer has all the leverage. They have all the ability. They're getting flooded, bombarded with resumes,
Right.
right? And when you see such a certain amount of resumes, you're looking for those outliers. Who are those people who are willing or who have done and showed experience, right? Maybe they took on a project on their own. They tried to do something. They volunteered or something like that.
Right.
Those are the people that I looked for, right? And when I was working at my last place, I was getting MBA students.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 4 MBA candidates versus bachelor's degrees. When I saw all the MBAs flood in, I just looked at the MBAs. I almost like, and I mean, I can say this now, right? But at that time, it's like, it's like I'm only looking at MBA students. And these MBA students are the ones who are getting like the work experience, going out there and volunteering. But then I had this one person that I actually brought in. So I had 4 MBAs that I actually brought in to do the live interview, and I had one person that had just a bachelor's. Now, the reason I chose the bachelor's person is because that person was actively doing things. Right? They were volunteering.
Right.
They're volunteering the time. They're volunteering to work in their local communities, and they stood out. And when I saw that, it's like, I want initiative, because I can train people. I can always train people, right? But I can't motivate someone.
Right.
And that was the key thing that I look for. People who take initiative, people who are motivated. Because you can say you're motivated, like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna work extra hard. You don't have to pay me as much, right? And to an employer, oh, they'll love that. They'll take you all day, right? But I'm looking for the people who to have the initiative, who demonstrated they have the experience,
right,
and that they can compete, right? Because those are the criteria that I look for. So, I have this picture. I'm going to show it real quick. I don't know if you can see it. Let me know if you can. You can read that?
No, I can't see it. Oh, we target your career?
See what that says? UC Davis?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but I got hit with this ad, and it's a UC Davis digital marketing program. And I think they're charging like $15,000 for it. And I'm just like, holy cow. Holy cow. It's insane. And they're targeting college students. Where are college students going to get that money from? They got to go to their parents. Hey, mom, dad, I see this amazing program. It's the future right now, just like how computer programming was. Right now, everyone's into digital marketing, digital services, because marketing is the biggest thing. Everyone's going digital. Social media, people are spending businesses are spending thousands of dollars per day. I know because I run their ads for them. The biggest budget I ran was like up to $10,000 a day. I'm managing all types of like Facebook and Instagram ads. And it's just this ad that really like bothers me, because I know there's going to be someone out there and they're going to see it. They're going to be like, I think I need to get this for my son or child. I might have to go take this loan. I might have to take this out of my mortgage. so I can finance that. Hope that my son will have a future for that marketplace. But it's almost like predatorial. It bothers me so much, like
Yeah.
how in 2008, the real estate marketing crash,
Mm-hmm.
and how people were promised this dream, like, hey, get a loan, you're gonna qualify, you deserve a house, kid, right? And it was just that mentality is like, I deserve a house, I'm gonna take that loan,
Mm-hmm.
even though you can't pay for it, your income doesn't support it, your wife's combined income, you two together, doesn't support it. They're gonna give you the loan, you're gonna get a house.
We'll make it 60 years, right?
We're going back in like 2008, right? But it's like the same thing that's happening right now with the student crisis. The loans that all the parents are taking out, right?
Right.
And the men parents like this are still believing that because no one's telling them otherwise. Like, I came here to America, you're gonna get education, you're gonna get a good job, and it's predatorial. That's what bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hope that by us, you and me sharing this, our here is going to raise that awareness, right? That the parents are going to consider this, or students who are listening to this are going to think about this. And if you guys want to talk about this later, let's carry the conversation continuous. Let's not end it. Drop your comments below, guys. If you're joining us live right now, we want to know. Saying just here just said people are greedy and they're looking for their best interest. Absolutely, right? And schools are doing that. Schools are doing that.
Yeah.
Schools are just like businesses too. They have to operate. They got to pay people's wages, right? They have programs they got to create, right? I'm not totally anti-school or anti-anything, in fact,
Right.
but I just don't like how certain things are being marketed,
Right.
because that's what's taking advantage of people who are sold a dream, and no one wants to admit that, especially when I first got out of college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, I deserve a job. I deserve a job. I graduated. I put in my time, and I got sold the dream, and it and I was struggling. Right? And then I heard the things that come down. Hey, Michael, you just graduated from college, man. Where's your job at? You
Yeah.
know? I was just
Yeah.
like, oh man, that hurt. That hurt. But it was true, you
Yeah.
know? And then I started developing strategies and stuff like. But I had my business going on. That's a totally different story. But what was your wake up call for you?
Well, when I was going to college, I actually incurred like a lot of debt, but I still want my business, one of my business that I started, my baby, just to pay it off. Um, you know, I started this business, I think in 2000, around 2003, and I have to sell it. I have to sell it. It's because I don't have the money to keep it up with the new technologies, keep it up with the trends. So at the moment, I saw opportunity when someone, they offered to me, so I have to get rid of it just to pay off my school loans and stuff like that. But you know, what I should have done is keep it, right, keep that business, and figure out and then hire someone to run it. But at that time, I don't have any guidance. Like, so I don't have any guidance. I don't know what the heck what's going on, And when I saw that big red um loans that I have, the debt that I have, I was like, man, I have to get rid of it. If not, then I'm gonna spend my lifetime paying it back. So coming from a business background, if bank account is negative, it's no good. So my mentality is like, hey, I gotta get rid of it, and that's what I did. But after that, I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job for like at least 3 years. The job that I wanted, I applied to state. I sent out like a lot of applications to the state. I didn't get hired. I also applied at a lot of the you know businesses. I didn't get hired. And how I got hired is like, I volunteer at this nonprofit organization, and I was helping them out, with the budget, helping them out with the fundraising functions, and the guy that saw what I did, actually gave me opportunity. He was like, hey, I like what you do, man. What else do you do? So I pretty much just went and worked for them for like a couple of days, and I was like, okay, if he was like, okay, if that's what you really want to do, then I'm gonna introduce you to this person, and then that's how I got hired. I got hired just by volunteering. I some um
So with us, I hope hopefully you didn't lag out too bad. Okay, so Paul here, Paul, you just said something here. Going, this is your comment. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us, man. So you said as going into trades is a great alternative to a conventional 4-year college. I absolutely agree. These days, I see the college, the specialized skill set that you can develop from a short program, right? Those companies they created those certifications, they created those boot camp classes because they want to hire, and especially if they have partnerships with like the businesses, you're gonna get a job. The moment you get out, you have a job lined up for you, and that's how 4-year college degrees used to be, right? And these days, it isn't. So that's a great that's a great alternative. Kid, you back here? You're still lagging, looks like. I did the certifications too when I was going through college, doing computer networking. I got my Cisco networking certified. I was networking certified. I was a Microsoft certified. I got all these certifications, right? But then there was another level, a higher test you had to take and stuff like that. Then you can apply for the job and then you can get the job, right? But those are things that could fast track you. The only reason I ended up not doing it is because I found a love for business.
right.
That was for me.
And what I found out is like the school system is still back in the 60s. Right? It teaches you how to get a job.
Mhm.
It doesn't teach you how to go build a business, or doesn't teach you how to go do certain things that that's relatable. Um, like I said, if I have the options now, I'd rather go to trade school, because the trade school, they teach you what your employer wanted, like, right, versus what you think you should get. You know what I'm talking
Absolutely. Yeah, I
about?
think we could share some strategies. What are some really good strategies right now? What's a good strategy right now for a student that maybe have been out of college for a year, they got their 4-year degree, they're feeling stuck? What would you suggest to them?
Um, it depends. If you look,
Oh no, I think your connection's dropping again. So yeah, so what would be mine if that were the question was flipped on me? You still there? It's lagging a little. Okay, so a strategy that I would suggest to if you're you just gotten out of college, it doesn't matter how many years it is, right? Sometimes you might be out 2 years or whatever. Maybe you became a parent, right? For moms out there, maybe you became a parent and you're feeling like, yeah, gosh, how do I get those skills again so I can get back into the marketplace, right? You can look into like volunteering, local groups. And this is the strategy I recommend. Find a local group. I'm talking about like 530 community, 530 groups, 53. When I say a 530, I'm talking about the area code. So Sacramento 916, whatever your area code is, type in that first. Those three numbers, 916, 530, 707, whatever it is, it's going to take you to something with a group. See how you can volunteer. There are businesses that post and stuff like that. Volunteer if you can, and build that experience. Right? That's gonna take away your time, and some business may pay you for it, but don't go into the idea that you're gonna get paid. Right? If you can build that experience, you're gonna be able to use that to
right,
get the job that you want. So that's one strategy that I recommend. And there's people always all the time businesses posting, right? And if you want to know if they're legitimate, go look up their business on Yelp, on Google. Read the reviews, because if they have customers are gonna tell them, and you're gonna know if that's the kind of place you actually want to work for or work with. So that's a quick strategy to build experience, build your resume up, pad that up, so that when you go out to an employer, to someone like Kid or me, we're gonna look at that and be like, "Whoa, you just took initiative," right?
yeah, yep. Like I said, I'm always big in volunteering. You're always gonna meet someone that's gonna help you out along the way. Uh, and one of my strategy is figure out what you want to do first. And then, for example, let's just say you want to open a restaurant business, right? They have that. They always have some type of group out there, like like a business meetup and all that stuff. Just go hang out. Go hang out with them, and network with them. You get a bunch of phone numbers when you go network with them. Go talk to the distributor. You could talk to the restaurant, owners, marketer, and all that stuff. Someone will at least will direct you to the right person to help you out. Um,
Okay. I just got a private message here. Someone asked, can we hire? Can we hire? Can we recommend someone? I'm not hiring at the moment, but we are considering it for Baong. Okay, so if you guys want to develop skills and you want to volunteer and build experience, I'm talking about real experience where business will pay you for it, right? Contact us, follow up with us after this, and we can discuss some things, right? Because we can show you guys shortcuts so you can fast track, gain experience for businesses that want to hire you. In fact, I can even help you, write your resumes and stuff like that. I can tell you exactly what I would be looking to hire for and what other employees would be looking to hire for. There's a very methodical and strategic way where you can match your resume, whatever your application is, the language you use to match exactly what the employer wants. And when they see that, it's gonna be a light bulb. It's like, oh, that's my candidate. I need that person. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how you get into that interview. Right? So there's a lot of different strategies. But if you're interested, just follow up with us, me individually, Michael Saley, or through Kid, or go to us to BAONG community, and we'd love to work with you and help you out. Our goal here is to just basically help you guys out. Bring you into the fold, give you guys that experience, bring up the Mien people. So, with that said, that's our second topic: expectations versus reality. Let's hop into this third one. This is a big one right here. It's learning to accept failure as the method, the ways to fast track to your success. So,
Right.
Kid, share something about that. Tell us something about that.
Oh
Really
man,
mean to you.
I started. I think I started like at least six businesses. And none of them work out. At one point I was like, hey, when am I gonna stop? Right? Because
Mhm.
I wasted like a lot of resources. It's not getting results I'm looking for. Um, at one point I accepted my faith, and I was like, hey man, I'm gonna give it up, man. It's not gonna work out. I started building up from the ground up, and it's not going nowhere. Uh, Let me see. I started out with a selling adult content online. I saw that because it's not working out. I started on a business building websites. That this is back in 2007. So it's different now, right? So that one didn't work out. I also do like marketing. That didn't work out. I also do live events with a camera. And we would do live events for corporate events. That didn't work out. And
Dang, going through the motions.
yeah, so that it's kind of like that the roller coaster. So you start it, and then you make a little bit of money. You're happy, and all of a sudden it's not working out, and then you start again. So you're just gonna have to keep the momentum going, and don't give up. At one point, if you fail enough to you know all your mistakes, and then and you figure it out. You figured out what you did wrong, and you figure out what you need to do to get it going. So that's what I did. I'll say, this the one that I'm having right now with you is probably my 10th business. You know, I also have like a photography and video and photo business as well. We do marketing videos and all that stuff. And that one it's still going. Um, and my consultation business right now is still going. So I'm just trying to do like trying to see where I'm gonna go with this, and I'm trying to combine all into one. To one agency, and get some outside help, because maybe one of the things that I think I should have done is have an open mind, and start to let people help me out with my business.
Yeah, I can totally relate. When I was laughing earlier, I wasn't laughing at you or your faults. I laughed because I could relate to what you're saying. All
Right.
these ideas, all these businesses that you're testing, spending money, just kind of figure out what sticks, what's going to work at the end of the day. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Faye, hey, thank you for the comment. She says, great mentors, very inspirational. Faye, I hope you don't mind if I say this, Faye, but your business owner and Scott is, they're from Orville. Lovely couple. They own the UPS store there in Orville. So if you guys ever need supplies and stuff in Orville, right? They're the ones to go to. Lovely couple there. And, business is just learning through the
Yeah.
motions,
Yeah, man.
and any business, right? Where you're just still in the concept phase, you're thinking about, should I start this business? Should I go into business? what kind of business should I create, right? You're not gonna know until you actually do it, until you
Yeah.
hop into it and start figuring it out.
Yeah. Pretty much like this,
And
throw a bunch of shit on the wall to see which one stick. That's what
that's
I
it,
did.
right?
That's what
And
I did.
there is a method for it. Hey, Brian, welcome, man. He just left the comments says, don't be afraid to fail. Absolutely, man. Brian's a business owner also. He's from Chico, guys. If you need insurance and stuff, he's your go-to man, right? Insurance services. And he just started his business this year. So congratulations, Brian, for starting your business, man. So yeah, man, businesses is just like it's just all a trial and error. And we're here to share shortcuts with you guys, strategies and methods on how you can shortcut that and go straight to success. Right. Obviously, not all of our strategies apply to every type of business, but we have a
Right.
framework that we use. We have a pattern of seeing recognition of success that's repeated, not just only from our own businesses, but the fact that we actually consult with clients that hire us. They pay us to show them exactly what to do. Right.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
Right? And I just want to share this funny story. It's about my son. So my son plays this game called Roblox, and if no one knows what that game Roblox is, I didn't even know until recently, probably like a week ago. Roblox is like Minecraft. It's an old pixelated game. It looks like it's from the 1980s. Right? It's a really blocky game, like a little Legos and stuff like that. But the kids are addicted to it. They love it, and I didn't know why. I was just like, "Isn't this like Minecraft? You're just building stuff." Right? So one day I was in my son's room one evening, and I was watching him play games, and I was just kind of like, "What are you doing, son?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, Dad. I gotta wait." I was like, "What are you waiting for? Why don't you go play the game?" He's like, "Oh, I gotta wait for resources. I gotta wait for the money to come. There's a button here. Every 25 seconds, I gotta press on it, and money comes out." I'm just like, "What? You're waiting to play the game? So how can you have fun with that?" And he's like, "Well, Dad, I'm building my base, and this game's called like Army Tycoon or something." He basically builds a little base on this,
Right.
and he's waiting for the money to come out. And I was just thinking, right? We live our lives waiting for that thing to come, right? Every 2 weeks, after we put in our 40 hours, right? Or 80 hours, right? We're waiting for that thing to come. And I was just watching like, "Son, is it okay if I share something with you? A little thing, a little tip I learned." And it's just like, "Dad, you don't even know this game. You can't share this with me." And it was just like, dang, it's kind of mean. I was like, what if I told you that I could help you grow your business fast? Not even say business, right? I say, what if I help you grow your base very, very fast? It's just like, no way. It's like, "Dad," he's like, "I bet you $5." And my son's like, he likes to bet. He always likes to bet with me. He's like, "I'll bet you $5 that you can't help me grow. You can't help me grow my base." I was like, "All right, so I'm gonna give you the secret out here. All right, son, is there anyone else on this map that you can go look at?" He's like, "Yeah, other people building a base." "All right, let's go over there and take a look at their base." So we go over to on this map, right, and to go look at this other guy's base, and we see what he's doing. He's like, "Oh, he's got all kinds of stuff." So he's getting ideas like, "Oh, this guy's doing it," and it's like, "Okay, well, you both started off at the same time, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I started off at the same time." What's he doing different? Well, he built this and this and this and this, and I said, "Why do you think he built those things first?" Because it makes money, get money faster. I was like, "Well, you think you could do that?" So he went back to his base, right? And he was clicking, waiting for the money to come. As the resources accumulated, grew up, I told him, "Buy that one, buy this one," right? And he started dropping those in. And every 25 seconds, instead of being like $500, it started multiplying, quadrupling. So he was waiting every 25 seconds and it was coming out to like 3,000, 2,000. Money was coming faster and faster. And then he's just like, it like a light bulb happened. I didn't ask for the $5. So I'm not gonna do that for my son. That's still my money coming back to me. But a light bulb went off in his head. He's just like, "You telling me I can speed up my base? I can get more resources faster by just doing this one thing?" Right? And that's what I'm here to share. Like business is the same thing.
Right.
Business or career, your jobs, right? You can get the same thing that someone else has by modeling after them. Right? And I think someone just posted this in our BAONG community. I think her name is Chai. I think it's Chai Chai. That's what it actually says. I think, is she your sister?
I'm not too sure which tribe. There's a lot of tribes, but
I don't know if it's her because I think I saw a photo of you guys or something like that. But she said like businesses get like these negative feedbacks and they don't know how to deal with them, right? Me and businesses get negative feedback and they ignore it or they don't do anything with it, and that comes from the same principle framework of looking at what people are doing wrong and the competition that you're going up against. And for me, I always say like, look at your competition, learn to love your competition.
Right.
right? Because they're going to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and how to improve. Because
Hmm.
guess what? They have your customers, right? And when you start to look at your competitors and actually appreciate, the things that they're doing, you can get that too. Just like how my son was in that game.
Yeah.
Set the competition and crush him. So
Talk
that's it.
about that. Recently I went and I helped one of my client, right? So what they did is that they at a restaurant, instead of giving a menu, they added a touchpad. They order on the touchpad, and the business went up 22%. And not only
Wow.
the business went up 22%, and we also add another feature where they can open. It's called open table, right? So they
Okay.
can
Yeah.
choose the seat that they want and stuff like that. The business just went up like I think within 3 months it went up anywhere between 20 to 23%. That's a lot for a restaurant, and just by doing something that your competitor did that you see successful, just market, copy what competitors are doing, and then and the business just went up, with that much. Uh, and I always tell them, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already out there. Just go copy it. You know, just copy your competitors, but and copy exactly what they're doing. They added a new menu, right? A dish. They added a new dish, and they don't know how to charge it. So I was like, hey man, go around town, look at your competitors and see how much they're charging. You know, uh, find out exactly what they put in the ingredients, and find out and find a price point. So they did exactly what I told them, and right now the business is doing way better than 2 years ago, just by mimicking and copying the competitors, and keeping up with the trends.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's simple as just that. One making one small minor change can have such a huge impact that ripples throughout your business. Saying just said here that I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. But Thomas Jefferson, that's so true.
right,
When you learn to love the fact that you're not failing, but you're learning. You're one step closer to success because that's all it is, right? Repetitious learning, trial of the error, and figuring it out. And you in here just said you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's absolutely true. Just take something and improve upon it. Now you look at Facebook. Facebook wasn't even the first social media, right? Right.
MySpace,
We've been around long enough. It's MySpace, and before MySpace, it was Friendster,
Friendster, Agent Avenue.
Asian Avenue. You guys, know about Asian Avenue, right? Right. Got your own little page decorated. Got the music that came on when you logged onto the page, right? So it was all these other companies that had modeled it, and it finally got there,
Mhm.
right? And I always tell other my clients like, don't be the first person to do that thing. If you're the first person, you're gonna have all the arrows on your back, right?
Yeah,
Right? Because you're gonna spend so much time trying to figure it out that you ain't gonna get anywhere. And if
right.
you want a shortcut to success, you want to start making money immediately, because that's what it's really about, right? Getting money so that way you can do the things that you want. Freedom, basically, money gives you that freedom. Just like my son was, and then saying, "Asked, well, how was my son?" My son is I think he's 8 years old. Right? He's 8 years old, right? And he's figuring it out right now that I don't have to do this all and figure it out on my own. And he's applying this and other things, at schools and stuff like that too. So it transcends. It's not just about business, not just about professional. It's about learning these little frameworks that you can shortcut life with. So moving into the topic here. So we talked about these things about shortcuts to success. Talking about failure, learning to accept it in all parts of your life. But I think this one here is a bigger one, and it took a long time for me to admit it. It's talking about the fear of success. Right? What does that mean to you, kid, when you hear that fear of success?
To me, it's like jumping to the unknown. So and my mentor told me, you can't just put one foot out there. You just have to put both of your feet in, and go for it. Because if you always have that mentality that, hey, I'm not gonna make it, that you're not gonna make it because your mind dictate what you do. And till this day, when I always tell myself, hey, go for it, because along the way you're gonna learn something that's gonna help you, get get to the point where you want it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Fear of success for me, it wasn't. How would I put this? When I think of fear of success, I think of like all the things I have to do after I become successful. And for me, I didn't figure this out until it actually happened. If it actually happened. So in my one of my businesses that I was doing with online selling products, um, I grew the business too fast. And
Yeah.
what I mean by that is I grew the business so fast, I had no money to go buy the thing. Because with businesses and products, let's just say the phone right here, right? It's gonna cost to it. This phone costs this money, right? And I didn't have the money to buy the thing, to the inventory, right? That's like a restaurant who advertises prime steak or dinner, right? Special, and then you sell out of the dinner and you don't have any more. That was my situation. I was like, crap. I grew the business too fast, and then for some time that messed with me. I was like, oh my god, I can't grow this business too fast. I can't be too successful because if I do, I'm gonna have problems. I'm not gonna have no money. I'm not gonna have capital. And at the time, I didn't know how to raise money. I didn't know where can I get a loan for $5,000 or $10,000 right now. I need that money right now so I can grow my business. And now, I found ways to do that, and we can share that with you guys. But I was stuck. I was stuck in a hard place, and I was afraid of success. I mean, something like that happened to you in your business where you want to get to that peak, but you're stuck.
Mhm.
So,
Um,
oh man, yeah, but that just like it stumped me for a long time, and it put me in one of those things like, oh gosh, I can't grow too fast, I can't be too successful because I'm gonna shoot myself in my own foot. And I think even with parents, like some situations that are like this, if you get too comfortable, not parents, but just like if you're in your workplace, right? If you're in your workplace and you're doing well, but you know that the market can pay you more, like you deserve more. Literally, you deserve more because other people, maybe you have a new employee joins your business, not your business, but your workplace, and they're making more money than you. Right?
mhm,
You're gonna find out through like chats and stuff, right? Like how much do you make per hour, stuff like that. You're gonna feel like you're not being valued properly.
mhm.
Right? But at the same time, you might have this fear that I probably shouldn't ask for a raise because and all this stuff like that. Right? It's that same thing that goes along with it, fear of success.
Right.
Right? If you're gonna have to get a raise, you're gonna have to go do this and do that, and then all of a sudden you back off. Right? You back off from wanting to get that raise, from wanting to see your true potential come out. Now, what would we suggest for someone like that in that kind of place?
Um, man, that's gonna be a tough one. Um, but I would say, if let's just for example, if you're in, got into a business, right, and for example, like a restaurant business, you always want to check the health of your business. I always tell my clients, you have to do the SWOT analysis, which means you want to find out how strong your business is, how weak and opportunities that's offered to you, um, or your competitors that's offering the same products, but you want to see you want to see how they're selling it. And and one thing that struck me the most is a lot of business people that get into the business, they don't look into the business health, and therefore a lot of times they won't make it, versus the one that constantly every 3 months they look at they keep looking at the how well they're doing, and what they need to improve. Those are the one that's going to be have a better chance of have a better chance of being successful, just by looking at the health of the business. uh, and did this go forward with any type of business that you're doing? I always recommend you checking on the health of your business. um, you know for example, in like I mentioned before about my adult content business. If I knew what I knew back then, that business could have been a multi-million dollar business. Just because I don't know how to check the health of my business, I don't know what investment that needs to go into to grow it. As my competitors are growing using live streaming, I'm still using a JavaScript. You know that that's that it's not the way to go because it's very slow, and I have to understand that people are moving from back then when I was starting a business. People are using dial up, right, AOL dial ups, and
Oh,
within
so you might be listening to some folks here, but you're talking about like there was an opportunity. Does that sound like right? Sounds like an opportunity that you might have missed.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
so what I'm saying is like you constantly have to go with understand your market,
mhm.
understand your business. You have to be able to find a way to keep your business going by improving yeah, what am I gonna say? I lost track. Oh yeah, getting back to my adult content business. So I was not able to compete with my competitor is because I don't have the resources uh to get it, to provide them the new product and services, and that's how I lost my competitive edge.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The question circle back, just going to circle back to the question here was just like, what's a strategy for someone who's like maybe you've talked about business, but for this one was about professional, right? If you're
Yeah,
trying to get that raise and you get your fear of success, because you're unhappy if you're working and you have the job, and yet you could be better, right? You could get a better raise, you can do all those things. A strategy I would suggest is find out, right? Find out from the market what people are willing to pay for your role. And it's very easy these days. There's a website called like glassdoor.com where you can literally type in your title of your position, and they'll tell you across a wide spectrum, like all these companies, and you can figure out basically what you're worth. And once you know what you're worth, go to another company, go apply to your competitors where you work at,
yeah,
right? Apply to your competitors and try to get an interview, right? Take a lunch off, go get that, set up that interview and whatever, and then find out if you can get that job. Because once you get that job and you know how much they're willing to pay for you, you can come back to your employer, the same place where you're working at, right? And then be like, hey, Mr. Employer, I'd like to sit down and discuss about how I can get a promotion, right? And that's how you begin that conversation. And then you're gonna feel more confident because you're now gonna know that you're what you're worth. If you're making only $30,000 a year, and you know that the market's willing to pay you 45,000 because you do some really crazy stuff, maybe you work overtime, you work extra shifts, right? You've got value, and someone's already willing to pay you for it, right? But if you're still at the same place, and maybe because you like all your coworkers, right? And your coworkers what really makes you stay because that's like your family there,
mhm,
right? You can use that leverage, that middle ground. Let's say that $45,000 someone else is willing to pay for you. You can strike a bargain up to 40,000, and
right.
now you don't have to change your workplace, but you can become happier in that place. So that was just something I want to share with that. Paul left a comment here. Paul, welcome here. He left a comment saying imposter syndrome. I think that just nails it, right? I think a lot of people go through that. I went through that in my phase where it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I doing it right? Is this the right way to do it? Right? Did you go through an experience like that in your own? So no, that was for you, kid. I mean, did you struggle? Did you go through something like that for imposter syndrome?
Yeah, it's just like I said, I went through it, and to the point where, hey man, it's not gonna work out because I don't know, I don't have a back then, and I don't have anyone to fall back to. So it's just gonna be, I went through like a big gap of time where I just like, hey, it's not gonna work out. Should I drop it and move on? But as you grow your business, you learn along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. You're just gonna figure out. Everyone goes through a phase, even if you don't label it, call it imposter syndrome. It's something that you have to experience for yourself,
Mm.
and you only do that on the job or in business. You just learn through the motions. And we're here. See, this is the best part.
Yeah,
We're building this community called BAONG community where we want to help everyone out, young people. We're willing to give you guys the shortcuts that clients pay us thousands of dollars for. You can literally go straight to us and we'll answer your questions. Now, if you're feeling like you're stuck here, somewhere where you're not, maybe a position, a job that you don't like, and you want to get to that next level, we can help you out with that. If you're thinking about you want to start a business, we can help you out with that too. In fact, that's what we're gonna give away tonight, guys. So we're giving away 3 people. You get a 1-hour consultation with either Kid, business consultant, or me, marketing consulting, where we can literally give you a 1 hour free consultation. It doesn't cost you anything, right? And all we want to know is if you want this, just do a hashtag. What would be the hashtag?
BAONGFAMILY.
There you go. Drop us a comment, hashtag BAONGFAMILY if you would like this free consultation, and then we'll follow up with you and we can help you give you that shortcut, a strategy, and lay out basically how you get to the next level of your life. So that's what we're offering for you tonight. There's no obligation. We're not even going to charge you anything for this. And I also want to announce one other thing. We're going to be pretty much ending the show over the next few minutes. The last show that we had, our episode 1, we had a contest. Basically, if you did the hashtag for the action, we had the beanie. It's the one that kids wearing. So we're giving out either beanie or hat. The 2 lucky winners for that is for Austin and for Tony. Congratulations, guys. I know we're supposed to announce that on Friday, but I figured we'll just do it here. So we'll follow up with you on that if you catch the replay. So you're going to get a beanie or the hat, the choice that you did the action for. And then also, Kid, what do you want to close with this for remarks?
I want to make an announcement. So this Saturday in Oroville, Iu-Mien is having a Christmas event. So it start at I believe 2 p.m. this Saturday in Oroville. Check out the Iu-Mien America page for more information. And for the Iu-Mien New Year in Sacramento, in January 18th, we still have a few tables left. So check that out as well. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad you mentioned the events. You're gonna be there, right? You're gonna be here for the Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. So me and Kid will both be at the Oroville event, and we're gonna be at the January event also. So if you guys want to come say hi, want to talk to us, want to ask your questions in person, we can do that with you. We love to share and help out. So this is the end of our second episode, guys. And the next episode, we're gonna start to turn it up. And it's going to get more interesting from here on out. And we're going to start having more actual speakers for you guys. So that's our goal, man. Right? I mean, we're here to just build a community. How about the million people? Bring each other up. Mm-hmm. It's about time we do. So without that, anything else you want to leave? Any other comments?
That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop us a comment and stuff like that, or private message me regarding to the events information. And if you guys want the consultation, we'll pick 2 winners. Or how many winners we're picking?
Winners for this?
Yeah.
So we're giving out 3 free consultations to people, right? 3 free consultations. We'll go deep dive. We'll actually expand it to as many people as possible, but 3 people will actually go through, give you 1 hour. I'm talking about the whole works. We give you the strategy. We give you the step-by-step, whether you have experience or not, and help you get to that next level. That's what we're going to offer. And if you want to shoot us an email, you can do it at hello@baongfamily.com. That's the quickest way you can reach out to us, or you can private message us too. Lots of different ways to get in contact. And that's the end of the show. So thank you all for joining us with us. Tune in next week, 7 o'clock, same time, where we do this again. And I also just created one last thing. There's this new page I just created, and this is for people who want to ask questions in advance. It's just basically BAONGFamily/ask. So you can go this website, this page, and you can ask us your next question, your most burning question, right? And we can answer that live. We hope that you can give us that question. It'll give us the topics that we can discuss and share with the community. So that way everyone can learn a little bit, right?
Yep.
Cool. So that's it. Night, guys.
All right.